Hey, 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 hey. I think I made a video the other day and I just didn't post it. Someone had inboxed me. A young lady inboxed me and was just like, you said that, it's been a long time since you could walk. Like, you've never looked like you couldn't walk before. You've never looked like you had anything wrong. And that's just not true. You know what I mean? Like, I stopped going to, oh, don't mind my finger. These are my nails. And this nail, the acrylic, the wrap started bending and it really hurts. So I don't want to break my nail. I'm trying to preserve it. I have an appointment. So don't talk about me. I don't like that shit. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So, um, I got that, and then I got from a male friend that I've known for decades. You look cute to be sick, and it's not that I'm sick. It's I'm just going through some shit, right? Um, Having a surgery and then waking up in a puddle of blood and having to go back to the hospital and not having um, a lot of people that could actually just step in and take care of everything I needed. Like, taking care of me is a lot, and I'm fully aware of that. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background of what exactly it was that happened. I was in an accident years ago. 7 years ago, I was in a car accident, and that car accident did a number on me. However, it didn't break anything, right? And that's a great thing. It didn't break anything. Only it broke me. It broke me emotionally. It broke me spiritually. It broke me mentally. Um, and it made me break a few things. I'm just gonna be honest. It reverted me back to a teenage year, my teenage years, where everything was completely irrational, and for a while I couldn't read and I couldn't write, and I went through all these things, right? And then 2019. So the accident happened in 2014. I had a walker, I had a cane, I had crutches, all type of shit. And then 2019, I made a decision. It became a year of yes. And then that year of yes, I said, I'm no longer going to use any ambulatory assistance. I was like, I refuse. I refuse to just look at myself as this handicapped woman and I'm going to be okay. That year, I've accomplished a lot. That year, I got married. Um, I had, well, let me start off differently. I had a whole other relationship that was an amazing relationship. And then I broke up with that person because it wasn't no longer amazing. And then I got married to the person I had been with since my accident, who is now my current husband. And I've also said that we were separated, and he's come back to come and help me because the assignment is death do us part, or in sickness and health. So it's either divorce or death at the moment, And he was just like, I'm going to come and help you. And I appreciate that because he knows that I would have done the same thing. Kind of like Diary of a Mad Black Woman, only he not kicking my ass and I'm not kicking his ass, right? So we're good. Um, so 2019 was a great year. I traveled. I took my kids on a cruise. And I did think I ordered scooters. So don't think that I was just walking around like, oh, I'm not going to use any ambulatory assistance. And I just started walking fine. And it was just like, oh, I'm great. I'm cured. Woo! No, I still had to use a scooter. Um, at the airports, I still ordered wheelchairs and all type of things. And if you want like the keys to getting around and being handy capable or disabled or limited ability or disability, I can make another video on that too because I've done amazing for myself in these past 7 years. But I really couldn't do much walking, so I had to use help. I have a home health aide, um, and I would walk and I would hold on to people, or I would stop and I would squat, bend, sit, whatever it was. It took me forever to do anything, to a point where I kind of just stopped hanging out with people because I didn't want to be that friend that was a burden. I didn't want to be the person who said, oh, please wait for me, please wait for me. And don't get me wrong, my friends loved me and they still vacationed with me, but they knew that it was certain things I wouldn't do. So after a while, they kind of stopped inviting me, and I couldn't be mad because it is what it is, you know. Um, and while I say I couldn't be mad, I I was a tad bit disappointed with a lot of things. My feelings were hurt with a lot of things, but I talk in my hands, so don't mind me. But I had to understand what my life was, and I also had to customize my life to be what I needed to be so I could be comfortable. Because all of my life, I've lived a very shea butter type of lifestyle. Everything was customized to me. When I say everything, I mean everything was customized to me. Whatever it was that I wanted, I wasn't rich and I wasn't poor, but I was me, and I was very comfortable with that. Um, I am also a super nice and helpful person. So if you tell me you need something, I'm gonna try my best to do it, right? If I can. And it was my aunt's birthday. Um, and I decided that I would drive her home. And one of my mother's oldest friends, who I also call my aunt, and they're older, so I'm like, of course I'm gonna drive them home. I'm driving, so I won't give details, because it is a pending case. But I fell in a manhole. And it wasn't like a huge hole, like my big old ass fell inside of a hole, but it was big enough for my foot to fall in. And I fell in. Um, and from that, it completely reversed everything that I had worked so hard on the year before. Because it's now 2020 when the pandemic is going on. So, you already can't see people, you already can't hang out. And we tried to have a birthday party for my aunt with like five of us there. And, so that I could prevent them from taking the train home and being in public, I decided I was going to drive them and hurt myself again. And the devastation that it caused within me was huge. I hit my head. I had another concussion. I told you from the first accident I couldn't read and write. So now I have a concussion and I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm going to go through all of these things again. And I cannot afford to go through all these things again. I cannot, I'm not working. I don't have an income. Like I can't afford, I can't afford to go back. And so here comes 2021 and I'm jacked, right? So the accident was in July of 2020. So for months, I'm driving, I'm crying. I'm walking, I'm crying. I'm sleeping, I'm crying. And I'm crying because of pain. I'm crying because I can't move. I'm crying because the numbness in my feet and my hands, my ankles feel like they're gonna shatter, my knees feel like they're gonna crack, my bones are tightening and loosening and numb and hot and burning and everything else. It was just so bad. It was just so, so, so bad. But I kept smiling. And so every time you guys saw me, or every time anyone saw me, it was, oh, hey, Shay. And I'm like, hey, how are you? What's going on? And I'm not going to complain about what it is that I'm going through because for what? Like, I can tell you I'm in pain, but what you going to do about it? What can you do about it? Nothing. So just kept moving. And it was just like, it is what it is. So my first surgeon said, your ankles, I can fix that. So I said, you can fix my ankles? He said, yes. And I had two fractured ankles. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say fractured. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with my ankles. I'm not medically inclined to even remotely say what was wrong with my ankles, but they was fucked up. So she fixed both of my ankles, and now I can get back on my toes. I said, OMG. They said, we need to do injections in your back, and we need to do injections in your neck because my hands numb, my feet numb, I'm numb, everything's numb. So they gave me these injections in my back, and those didn't really help. But my neck kind of helped. I could do this, and I can do this, and then I can tell my kids, hey, come here, come stand right in front of me so I can yell at you. But as far as turning all the way around and chasing somebody, no. These kids gonna get away with whatever they gonna get away with. And then I can't sleep because my shoulder is messed up. So then I have shoulder surgery. So at this point, this is my sixth surgery, and it is January, February, March, April, up until May. So up until May, I've had six surgical procedures. I thought I was done, and I'm still crying. I still can't do anything. My friends feel bad for me, um, and I see them less and less. You know, my friends are doing things, and I see them less and less. My family is doing things, and I see them less and less. And I'm just sitting in my house, and I'm in this relationship that really isn't doing what I needed to do for me. And I'm just feeling less and less and less and less and less and less of myself. And I'm in this depression, but refuse to give in. And I just said, what about my back? What can happen with my back? I've always heard, because again, like 7 years, I've had something wrong with me. I've always heard there isn't enough wrong with your back. Like this pain, you should be able to manage it. I can't manage it, but of course you say I should be able to manage it. And then I get a fistful of pills: gabapentin, amitriptyline, nortriptyline. Then they want to give me antidepressants because clearly I'm sad about everything that's going on. So Lexapro, um, Wellbutrin, Zoloft, Xanax, uh, Adderall. Like, I mean, when I say they tried to give me everything. They tried to give me everything, and a lot of it I was just like no to, because I was just like I refuse. Like, no, you're gonna fix me, but we're gonna figure out what the fuck is going on. And I still want to know what was up with my back. And they said let's look at your MRIs. And they called me in, and one surgeon says, "Oh, I can see injury. No one has ever seen injury before. So when I slip and fell, this caused some injury that they could finally see." And she said, "We can just scrape out something, and open up a nerve, and you'll be fine. Like, I'm sure it'll reduce some pain, like 25 to 50% of your pain, I'm sure." And I cried, and I was like, "You can reduce 25 to 50% of my pain? I would do anything for that. I would do anything for that." When? So this is like May, June that they told me this, right? And then I didn't hear anything else. So it was like, why don't you get a second opinion? Because no one wants anyone to work on your spine. So I said, why don't you get a second opinion? So I get a second opinion from a surgeon. And he says, I want you to go in for a motion x-ray, but you have to move forward, backward, whatever. And I said, what? I don't want to move nothing. Like, it hurts for me to do anything. What do you mean you want me to move? But all right, whatever, fine. I'll do it. Because I've had MRIs, I've had a CAT scan. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. Whatever works. So I did this motion x-ray. And when I went back to the surgeon, Dr. K, he he spoke to me like we were ordering Uber Eats. He was like, "Oh, yeah, you have a slip disc. I can fix that. It's a simple surgery." It's a simple surgery. Mister, I've been in pain forever. What do you mean it's a simple surgery? He said, I can go into your back. I can remove that disc. You know, you have some herniations. You have some of this and the third. I'm not going to go into all the medical terms, but, you know, you have a few things going on. But I can immediately remove, I can immediately eliminate the pain from your back. I've never heard that. I've never heard that. I've never heard with such confidence that he can remove pain from my back. I was already in pain before that slip and fall. So I'm not going to hold you and say I wasn't in pain. That slip and fall jacked me up, but was the blessing in disguise because someone saw my pain. I was so used to the pain on my right side. He said, "Really?" Because it looks like you're left. And as I thought about it, I had to say, "You're absolutely right. I am in so much pain on my left side, but I'm so used to it being on my right that I didn't pay attention to it on my left. I'm just used to being in pain. I am in pain all day, every day. I am in pain." Baby, that man looked at me like, "Girl, I'm about to change your life." And and it's not what he said because for him, this is just what he does every day. He performs these surgeries every day. But for me, I had already given up. I gave up. I didn't think that I would ever be able to walk more than half a block without having to squat again. I didn't think that I would ever be able to walk and play with my kids. I didn't think that I would ever be able to do anything. Um, Now my husband will tell you I can do some things, but that's not the point. I am I am dealing. Whew, didn't mean to get emotional, but I am dealing with some stuff. Hold on. Sorry. Whew, I had to wipe my face. I feel like a big old punk. But I am dealing with a open wound, so that has to be changed daily. And I'm still gushing, and it's still nasty, and I'm still getting used to the hardware in my back. Like I have a cage in my back and screws in my bones. But baby, I can walk. I can walk, and I can say yes to vacations, and I can park at the corner versus trying to be directly in front of a building. And I can do things and I feel great. I am in pain, but it's not the same pain. I am taking pain pills and everything else. So when you see me and you were thinking that I wasn't going through nothing, baby, I was going through everything. I sat in my house for 5 years depressed, anxiety, PTSD, um, a traumatic brain injury, frontal lobe, um, uh, a tumultuous relationship. Um, I have a teenager and a toddler. That should be enough. But I've been through some things. I've been through some things. And that ALIF surgery where he had to go through my stomach, he said, "But I don't care that I have to heal for a little while. I could walk. I could walk 2, 3 blocks." That that might sound stupid to some, but it is amazing to me. It is my life back. I can go back to dancing. When I am finished healing, I plan on twerking up a storm. I plan on dropping like it's hot, well, like it's lukewarm because I'm about to be 40. But I plan on, man, I have so many plans for the rest of this life that I gave up on. I went through a lot, guys. These past 7 years have been a whole lot. And everybody's like, well, what are you going to do for your birthday? And I might just sit here. I might not do nothing but be grateful. And though I should celebrate, I don't know. But anyway, I just spoke for 20 minutes. And I hope that you're still with me. No idea if you are or aren't. Um, but I just spoke for 20 minutes, and I'm just trying to explain to you that I kept going. This is my message. This is my message. Oh, there I go. Look at me. Mhm. I kept going. I did not give up based on my pain. And there were plenty of mornings that I wanted to. There were days that I just said fuck it. And when I said fuck it, like I stayed in a toxic relationship. Um, I could not work anymore. Work with disengaged youth. I could not do anything. I couldn't give myself to someone else for 40 hours a week. I couldn't even promise 15 to even try to do part time. I was in a very bad place mentally and physically, but I had to keep going. I did not let go. I did everything I possibly could. So if I could do it, I would do it. And finally, one day, someone looked at me like what I was going through was nothing. And he said, I can fix that for you. That one little thing for me cleared up a whole lot. So if you can just imagine with a dirt wall that you have to keep scraping and scraping and scraping and scraping and scraping. And they say, well, when you get to the end of it, you'll be out of it. When you get to the end of that, you'll be out. But you just don't know where the end is. So you just say, fuck it. And you just stop. I couldn't. I had too many people watching me and think that I was okay for me to finally say I wasn't okay. Because I had to be okay. And I had to be okay because there were some people in my inbox saying that they were going through so many things, or people calling me, they was going through so many things. And like I said to you before, if I can help, I am going to. So I couldn't not be okay because a lot of people depended on me. You know what I mean? So how could I not be okay when you need me to be okay so you can get to okay? But when that man said he could do this and I was going to be okay, I believed him and I did it. And I'm so happy I did. But it wasn't easy. Nothing about this is easy. I don't think the journey's going to be easy, but I can walk. And a moving body is a moving body. So, thank you for listening to me. If you're still listening to me, um, I love you. I appreciate you. And I always got a story to tell. So, if you're still here listening to it, there'll be more. Thank you.